So what motivates you? Honestly, the paycheck motivates me the most. I'm here for the money. If you double my salary, I'll be twice as motivated. I am motivated by success. I always want to be at the top of my game. I'm motivated by the idea of outshining my peers. I always want to appear as a clear winner. Stop. Those answers will not help you win. Or in other words, they won't help you get the job. What motivates you is a trick question, and in this video I will share with you why the recruiters even ask this question, what are the do's and the don'ts that you need to consider while answering this, and watch till the end because I will share with you 5 perfectly crafted answers that will turn this question into a huge plus point for you during your next job interview. My name is Jamil Hai, and I've been working in management positions across South Asia, Middle East, and North America for the last 20 years. And my mission is to help you build real life skills for your job and career that they don't teach you in college. So why do the recruiters even ask this question in the first place? Well, there are a few reasons. One of them is cultural fit. They want to understand what motivates you so that they can assess whether you are the right cultural fit for the organization or not. Let's say your motivation is to get a smooth and stable job without a lot of disruption, but you are applying for a job at a startup where it's all about disruptive changes and a lot of uncertainty and ambiguity. You are probably not the right cultural fit for that job then. So by asking this question, the recruiters are trying to assess that cultural fit aspect. Another reason is to gauge your interest in the industry you're applying for. A lot of times when people answer this question properly, they would mention their desire to learn about the industry more or become an expert in that industry, which shows their level of commitment to grow in that specific field. And that's a very positive message for the recruiter because that shows your level of commitment to stay in that industry and thrive. Another reason could be assessing team dynamics. How do you operate as a part of a team setup? Because what motivates you can often reveal how you work in groups of people, and that can give a very good idea to the recruiter on how you would perform as a part of a collaborative team, which is one of the key requirements for a lot of roles today. And last but not the least, and this is the reason I mentioned this is a trick question, is this is a great way for the recruiters to gauge your self-awareness. What motivates you and how you answer that question can genuinely demonstrate your self-awareness or how much do you know about yourself. And like I've always said on this channel, the biggest human skill or soft skill you can have is self-awareness. And I've made a lot of videos about that you can watch over here. So now let's talk about the do's and the don'ts of how to answer this question. Let's talk about the do's first. And the very first one is be genuine and authentic. Although by watching this video, you are making a serious attempt to prepare for this answer, but I'm not suggesting that you try to create things out of thin air or just craft a response which is not at all close to reality. So don't come up with an answer which is not true or it has nothing to do with your motivations, but try to come up with something which is well crafted, but at the same time, it's as closely as possible matching with your true motivations. The second one is to align your motivations with your job and company. Let's say you're applying for a job at Amazon and Amazon's goal is to be the earth's most customer-centric company. So if you're applying for a job there, then try to share your motivations about customer centricity or your passion to work with customers and improve customer experience, because then that will go hand in hand with the company's aspirations. And that's a great segue into the third point, which is try to connect your motivation to your past achievements. So let's say, sticking with this Amazon example, you're talking about your motivation to be customer centric. Try to quote some examples as to how in the past you have improved customer experience and how that was so personally rewarding for you. And that makes your story very genuine because that is giving a message to the recruiter that this person is just not talking about his motivation to be customer centric because he's applying for a job at Amazon or a similar company, but he or she has got experience where they have demonstrated this skill in the past or they have this motivation in the past, and that makes your answer look very, very genuine. And finally, emphasize on your professional growth and your learning desire in that industry. A lot of times the recruiters are asking this question to you, as I mentioned earlier, because they are trying to gauge your level of interest in this industry itself. So while answering this question, show a desire to learn more about that industry or to learn more about the evolving technologies within that industry, because that will show that you are genuinely interested in pursuing a career in this field. And that tells the recruiter that, okay, this person is not just a short-term employee, but he or she could be a long-term asset for the business. So now let's talk about the don'ts. The first one is to avoid giving generic or cliched answers. Things like success motivates me or hard work motivates me, things like that, because these are the kind of answers that the recruiters have heard time and time again. So try to stay away from those, because these just are hollow statements in the eyes of the recruiter, and that's it. The second one is don't focus on money only. While money and compensation is a huge aspect of your job, but do not just say that money motivates me or that's kind of my main motivator, because that tells the recruiter that you don't have a career plan in your mind. It's all about making money for you. And there is no aspect of learning, growth, and personal development there. So by just talking about the money, you are actually telling the recruiter that tomorrow, if somebody else pays you more, you will just go and work for them. There is no importance of the culture, of the company fit, or the cultural fit, or your learning objectives or your growth aspirations, because those are the kind of things which eventually get you more money. But by just talking about them, you may appear as someone who is very much money focused, and that's a very negative thing for the recruiter to take away. And the last one is don't be negative. Don't say that your motivation is to escape a toxic work environment, or your motivation is to outshine your peers and make them look bad, because that's telling something very negative about your work ethic and your integrity to the recruiter. Because you are, let's say when you're talking about, your motivation is to leave a toxic work environment that you have right now, that means that you are basically throwing your previous employer under the bus by talking so negatively about them. So that's a very negative message. Similarly, if you are saying that outshining your peers or making look others bad is your motivation, that doesn't tell a great story about your ability to work in a team. So try to avoid those kind of messages, because they can be perceived very negatively by the recruiter as well. So now I'm about to give you those 5 perfectly crafted answers that I promised you at the start of this video. So take a pause, get your notebook, iPad, wherever you want to take notes and so on, and capture the key notes from these answers, because one of these might perfectly fit your situation. I am deeply passionate about the generative AI industry because it's growing so rapidly. The challenges and innovations in this field truly excite me. Every day presents an opportunity for learning and growth, and that constant evolution is what motivates me to contribute my best. So in this case, you're expressing your motivation about your passion for a certain industry, and you're also giving some solid reasons as to why that's the case. What motivates me is the chance to make a real environmental impact. In my previous roles, I have found immense satisfaction in sustainability projects that reduced my company's carbon footprint by 20%. That was like planting 1,000,000 trees. Knowing that my work directly contributes to a less polluted earth is what drives me to excel. So this is a very good example, because you are linking your motivations to your prior achievements. And look how nicely in this answer you have converted the 20% carbon footprint reduction to something which a common man walking on the road could understand, that, oh, by reducing that carbon footprint, that was like planting 1,000,000 trees now. And that is something that I don't even need to know what your job is or what your industry is. But if I just imagine, hey, this job helped me plant 1,000,000 trees, that's something really amazing. So that's a great way of telling your motivation story, by linking it to your prior achievements in a very easy to understand language. I'm motivated by a strong desire for continuous learning. I thrive in environments where I can expand my skills and knowledge. The prospect of tackling new challenges and staying at the forefront of industry trends inspires me to bring my best to every project. So in this case, you're talking about your motivator being continuous learning. And continuous learning is so important because every single job today is constantly evolving. Not even a single job will remain the same as it is today in the next 5 years. So for any job, whether it's entry level, mid level, or senior level, it's important that the individuals working in those jobs have this desire of continuous learning. So this is a great motivator, which can be very engaging for the recruiter as well. I find motivation in collaborative environments. Working closely with a diverse team allows me to leverage different perspectives and strengths. The teamwork and shared commitment to achieving common goals energize me and push me to excel. So this is a great answer if you are applying for a role that depends a lot on team collaboration and teamwork, because in this case you are sharing that your motivation is teamwork itself and you thrive in environments where we are working with others and you're working together to achieve a common goal. I'm motivated by the opportunity for personal and professional development. Your company's commitment to leadership development programs offered by our corporate university resonates with my own goal of continuously improving and growing my career as a leader. So this is a great example that demonstrates your commitment and desire for personal learning, and you are actually showing that you have done the research that this company offers leadership development programs. They have their own corporate university, which is, by the way, the case with a lot of big multinational and big giants and so on. So by giving the answer this way, you are not only showing your commitment to personal development, but you're also showing to the recruiter that you have done enough research about this company. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I've also made videos on how to answer what is your salary expectation and what are your strengths, and you can watch those two videos by clicking over here. Keep watching.